yesterday, they lit up the Eagles 38-20 behind another huge passing day from much-maligned quarterback Kirk Cousins. Now, on Friday, Eagles linebacker Zach Brown called Cousins probably the weakest part of the Vikings offense. He had 333 yards and 4 touchdowns. So yesterday, he wanted to, or rather didn't want to comment about it.
Do you wish maybe you didn't say what you said about Cousins?
I'm here to talk about the game, not about that. Any other questions besides about Kirk Cousins?
How do you think he's grown today?
He did a great job today. He played good, you know. Hats off to him. I mean, I can't break that.
Doug Peterson's on the podium.
Doug Peterson's on the podium.
Look,
oh my goodness,
hey, Greeny, I had this guy, me and 20 other teams in the NFL. This is one of the most talented kids in the league. But if you make a statement like that, a stupid statement like that, before you play the game, then you better be man enough to sit back and take the questions and give the man credit. Hey, you know what? I made a mistake. I shouldn't have said what I said. Guy made me eat my words. He kicked our butts. Done. And my butt, not our butt, but my butt.
I think it's as simple as this, the saying, don't write checks your butt can't cash. You know, like if you don't come out and say something like that and then not back it up.
That might be the weakest thing I've seen a football player do in years. The question is about the game. He's saying, I'm only taking a game. Questions about the game. Yes, in the game, Zach, Kirk Cousins annihilated your defense. He carved you up. He threw 3 touchdowns to Stephon Diggs, who dropped other ones. And I'm only talking about that after I'm running my mouth on Friday. That's one of the weakest moves I've seen from an NFL player in I don't know how long.
No, Greeny, I couldn't agree with you more.
Would you have respected it more if he'd have doubled down and said he had one good game and sun shines on a dog? You know what? Every now and again,
I think it's one of those moments.
Dude, you got to just accept
it's that moment.
it.
He's like, listen, he made me eat my words, and he shut me up and proved me wrong. And obviously, I got to play better. Hats off to Kirk Cousins for going out and balling. But you don't avoid it. If you're going to come out and make that comment, and you throw the target and the focus strictly on Kirk Cousins, and he doesn't play good, but he plays great. You can't write that check and then not back it up.
Kirk Cousins' own receivers 2 weeks ago said he was the weakest part of their offense.
Well, he was playing bad.
So, again, I get back to the point that, he wasn't exactly wrong. Was he wrong?
I mean, no,
yesterday
wrong.
he was.
He was wrong.
Yesterday he was.
Okay.
That's my point.
He can say what he wants to say going into it.
Sure.
But if you make a big, bold statement like that, and then afterwards your response is, I'm only here to talk about the game.
Sure, it's weak.
That's the problem.
Dude,
That's as weak
I
as
made
it
some
gets.
bold statements, but guess what? And I was wrong plenty of times.
Yes.
But I at least owned it when it came back to me. And look, take it, man. You put it out there, then you gotta accept the consequences and be a man and do it.
That was I was flabbergasted when I saw that yesterday. Okay, let's go to another scene of another disaster. Cleveland yesterday. Baker and the Browns taking on Seattle. Second quarter. Browns are up 8. Chance to extend the lead. Baker Mayfield, this is his 3rd red zone interception of the year.
Yeah, you get the call versus the coverage that you want. The little post to Landry, he wins, but the ball is behind him. That leads to that tip pick, and it's all about Baker's feet.
Now 6 minutes to go in the third quarter in a game in which Seattle had been down by 2 touchdowns. Russell Wilson, what a year he's having.
This is just pretty. Patience, poise in the pocket. Look at the location of that throw. The safety drives it, thrown away from him.
That's the difference of the 2 quarterbacks. And you make your money in this league in the red zone.
Fourth quarter now. Browns going for it on a 4th and goal from the 1. This is a crazy sequence, but it turns out to be incredibly important. In short, Jarvis Landry thought he scored there. They rule it a fumble. Freddie Kitchens is going to challenge that. Remember the challenge. They do not overturn the play, so they wind up going for it on 4th down. They're stuffed. Nick Chubb is stuffed there. Browns fans are disappointed. Now, that's not the reason this winds up being incredibly significant, because the Browns defense is then going to hold. Seattle's got a punt from way back there. Michael Dixon shanks the punt. It's 23 yards. So the Browns take over. They're in business, and they will go in and score.
Well, they finally realized that really Nick Chubb has become what Zeke Elliott has been for the Dallas Cowboys. You continue to give him the football, run your offense through him, and good things will consistently happen.
They go for the 2. They get it. So they're up by 3. Now we go back the other way, back and forth in what was a really good game. Chris Carson goes in for the score, so the Seahawks take the lead. And now we go back to the moment where they had the challenge, which means they don't have one coming up. Mayfield entered Sunday with 4 career game-winning drives in the 4th quarter overtime. He throws that one behind the receiver. KJ Wright picks it. but they're still not done. They get one more chance. The defense has to come up big. Seahawks can ice the game on this third down. DK Metcalf, does he catch this?
No, he's bobbling the ball. His left foot steps out of bounds, and he never secures it all the way.
But
look at this.
inexplicably, they rule this a catch on the field, and Freddie Kitchens doesn't have the challenge because he used it before. And that is all she wrote. Seahawks win it by 4. Baker Mayfield, 2-4.
Are you angry? Just sort of how?
Yeah, we lost. I'm pretty pissed. Yeah.
So you were angry at the start of this game then?
I mean, geez, guys, you're like my counselor right now. No, I mean, I try and get an edge. I'm not angry.
You know, we spent a lot of the summer talking about the Browns and talking about how they would handle adversity. Well, here's much more adversity than I think any of us forecast for them. How do you think they're handling it?
Awful. I mean, that's it. And the quarterback, I was the first one to say that, hey, look, you know, last year I'm like, man, I was wrong with him. He's way better than I thought he was. Nah, he's actually who I thought he was. That's how bad he's playing right now. And when I look at it, this team, Dan, you talked about Chubb needs to be like Ezekiel Elliott of Dallas. Why? That's who the offense needs to run through. And if you do it and get this team in some kind of rhythm, because Greeny, when I'm watching what they're doing offensively, I don't see the check downs. You're not making it easy for Baker Mayfield. And that's why he doesn't look confident right now. And this is a confident kid.
Here's the problem, though, is you go out and you get Odell Beckham Jr. So there is an expectation that your offense is going to be one thing. And among the people expecting that, I have to believe, are Odell. So I understand what you're saying. You want to run this offense through Nick Chubb, but can you do that based upon the personnel and personalities you brought in?
Yeah, because if you run it through Chubb, it's only going to free up more opportunities. There are plenty of snaps, right? There's going to be more opportunities for Odell one-on-one. I want to run that tape back because everyone talks about dropped passes for the Cleveland Browns, and I would say that Baker, his accuracy is the big issue. Like, first of all, this post down in the red zone, it's timing, everything is perfect, but watch his feet. Watch the uncertainty with his feet, the lack of confidence. Usually we've seen Baker plant his back foot in the ground here, drive from his right foot to his left foot, and throw with force through that football, and that helps his accuracy. And then some of the drops or things that people are calling drops. Listen, the NFL, you guys hear me say it all the time. This is a completion in college. This is a completion in the NFL. And some of those things that people are calling drops, oh, sure, maybe you would like to see guys catch it, but he also needs to put the ball out where he did last year accurately.
They're 2-4. They have their bye. The good news is their division isn't running away from them, and the conference is not all that strong. So all is certainly not lost in Cleveland, but it is getting late, awfully early.